This is a live landing page built entirely in HubSpot without any help from a developer and without using any extra tools. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a landing page in HubSpot from scratch. We're going to cover everything from adding your domain, picking a template, customizing your content, setting up all the page settings, and finally publishing it live. But before we get started, I want you to first understand the differences between a landing page and a website page in HubSpot. So the main difference between a landing page and a website page is their purpose and structure. Landing pages are designed for one-off campaigns with a single specific conversion goal. For example, webinar registration. While website pages are structural, content-heavy pages, and it's designed for navigation and broad information, and it's not necessarily temporary like landing pages. Before we actually create the pages, you need to have two things sorted. First, you need edit permissions for landing pages in your HubSpot account. If you can't see landing pages in the menu, check with your admin because they'll need to give you the right access. Next, your domain needs to be connected to HubSpot. HubSpot gives you a free branded subdomain that you can use right away, but if you want to publish it on your own domain, like yourcompany.com, then you will need to set it up first. Let me show you where you can connect your own domain. In the left menu, scroll down to the Tools section, click on the Content drop-down, and select Domains and URLs. Here in the top right corner, you have Connect a Domain button. Click on it. We want to connect a domain for hosting purposes, so it's going to be for our landing page. So select hosting, click connect. You'll need access to your DNS provider to update the records. So once you fill out everything, just follow the steps and connect your domain. Consider that the DNS changes can take anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple of hours to reflect. So don't panic if your domain doesn't show up immediately after connecting. It's totally normal. Now that you connected your domain, we can go ahead and create the landing page. Okay, so you are in HubSpot. In the left navigation bar, click on Content. Then select Landing Pages. If this is your very first landing page, you will see this interface with a Create a Landing Page button. If you have made pages before, you will see your list of existing pages and the Create a Landing Page button in the top right corner. To create your landing page, click on this button that says Create a Landing Page. Before we select our template and start working on our landing page, I want to point out this small button that says View Brand Kit. Click on it. This is where you add your logo, brand colors, and everything to customize your landing page. So do this first before selecting your template and theme. This is where you choose the starting layout for your landing page. You can either start with a blank page and build everything from scratch, or you can select any of these templates that are available. If you are choosing a template, make sure to pick a template based on your goal, not just how it looks. Then when you select a template, you can preview it to see how it looks. There is this small preview button here. If you click on it, you'll be able to preview the template you selected. If you don't like some parts of the template, you can easily edit it so it matches the feel and look of your other pages. Now let's go back and set up our theme. So a theme is basically a visual framework for your pages. Fonts, colors, layout styles. In the top left corner, you have this tab that says Theme Style. Click on it and select any of these themes that are available. Now let's go back to the templates and select the final template that we're going to work on. The landing page we're going to create today is going to be for webinar registration. In the categories section under templates, I'm going to click on events and select any of these templates that are available. I think the initial template that I selected is pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit this one. Once you select your template, you have two options. You can either edit manually or generate your landing page with AI. In this example, we're gonna edit manually and go step by step through everything. Welcome to the content editor. This is where you build out your page. Let me quickly walk you through the layout. On the left, you have got the sidebar. This is your main editing panel. In your page preview, you can click on any element, a heading, an image, a button, and you can edit it directly. You can even delete the elements or add a new element. HubSpot uses drag and drop, so it's pretty easy to rearrange everything. You can just drag and drop any element you want. Now let's customize our webinar registration page. I definitely want to rearrange and delete some of the sections. The first section I want to delete is this one. So to delete a section from your landing page, you'll need to hover over that section, and in the top right corner, you have the delete icon. Click on it and the section will be deleted. I don't need this space, so I will delete it. Let's drag and drop this section here. Here I want to add an image to my webinar registration page. So you have the add button, click on it. You can use the search bar to search for specific modules. I'll search for image and drag and drop it here. Next to my image, I want another text. So let's add that too, and then we will come back to the image and add our image. So click on the add icon again. Let's search for text this time and drag and drop it right here. Okay, now let's select the image. Click on the image module. Then on the left, you have the replace button. Click on it. Here you can either select an image from HubSpot's file manager, or you can click this upload button and select anything from your computer. I'm going to select this one. Okay, this is my webinar cover. And once you add the image, don't forget to add the alt text. It's good for accessibility and also for SEO. Here, right under the image, you have the alt text. Now let's edit the text and add our webinar name and description. So to edit the text, click on the section you want to edit, and you can add your text here on the left side. I'm going to add my webinar name first. This looks very big, so I'm going to select it and make it a bit smaller. Yeah, this looks better. Now let's edit the body too. I'm going to select the text, delete it, and add my webinar description. The spacing looks a bit off. Okay, here I'm gonna delete the space. Okay, here you go. We have the first part of my webinar description. Now let's add the second part here, right under the image. I'm gonna select again the text section. Then I'm gonna add my webinar description again. Okay, this looks good for me. Let's close the text section. Here we definitely need a webinar registration form for our landing page. If you don't know how to create one, we do have a separate video about this. Go watch it first. If you already have one created, then click on this form section, and you need to click on this drop down that says select a form to select the form that you created for your webinar registration. For my case is the webinar registration form, so I'm going to select it and click apply changes. You'll see my form appears here. Okay. Next, I don't want this section to be here. Let's delete some of this. We want to keep our webinar registration page very straightforward and simple. So we don't need this unnecessary parts. Let's delete this spacing too. Okay. Now this part we can add our speakers. Let's replace the image first to add our speakers. I'm going to click on the replace button and select the image of our speakers. We want to do some changes in the copy here too. Let's scroll down. Okay, gain insights from top experts. From the top experts, we'll keep this. Here, I want to add the speakers' names. Let's put a space here. Yeah, looks better. Let's delete this part. It's extra. Let's close this so you can see. Okay, I want to delete this too, and this module too. I don't need this. Here, I actually want to add a video. So I'm gonna click on the video and I'll use the embed code instead of the URL. I'll paste the code here and click apply changes. Let's see how it looks. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let's close this. We want to keep this part. We definitely want to keep the FAQ section, and we want also to keep the last register now button, because a lot of people might have just skipped the registration form, and once they scroll all the way down, we want to have another CTA that will remind them to register. Now that the content looks good, let's go through the settings. So in the top right corner, you have the settings button. Click on it. Here under settings, you have the internal page name. This is just for you and your team. Visitors never see it. So use something descriptive so you can find it easily later. I'm gonna call it webinar registration form. Next, you have the page title. This shows up in the browser tab and in Google search results. So you will want to include your main keyword here. I'll add my webinar name. Okay, here we go. Next, you have the page URL. You can select the domain here under this drop down. If you already connected your domain, when you click this drop down, you will have that as an option here, and you can select it here. Then you need to enter a clean URL Slack. I want to edit this actually. Let's keep it event data HubSpot. Here you have the meta description. You can either write it yourself or use the Breeze AI to write the meta description for you. Here on the right side you have the AI icon. Click on it and it will write the meta description for you. Now let's scroll down. We have the featured image. Toggle this on and upload an image for your landing page. This is what shows up when someone shares your link on LinkedIn, Slack, Twitter, or anywhere else. If you skip this, social platforms will grab a random image from your page or nothing at all. So I recommend to upload a clean branded image here. I'm gonna select the webinar cover image here. Okay. Next, let's scroll down. Don't forget to add an image alt text. Webinar cover image. Next, we have the template section. So this is where you can switch to a different template if you change your mind. Just know that if you have already added a bunch of content and then you decide to switch your templates, some of that content might not carry over cleanly, so you will need to double check everything again. Here you can see you have the template review, and next section is the language. So if your page is in a language other than English, you can set it up here. This helps search engines understand what language your content is in and serve it to the right audience. Next, you have the audience access. So by default, your page is public, which is, I think, what you want for a landing page, right? But if you are building something like a private partner page or an internal resource, you can set it to password required and set a password for that page. I'm going to keep it as a public page for now and scroll down to the advanced settings. Now let's see what we have in the advanced settings. First item here is the dynamic pages. You can select a data source to use it for a dynamic page. Next, you have the head HTML and footer HTML. You can use this for adding custom tracking scripts, pixels, or code snippets to just this page. Let's scroll down. Here we have the canonical URL section. If you are syndicating this content somewhere else, you can set a canonical URL so search engines know which version is the original. And the last item here is the style sheets. You can disable domain level or template level style sheets here. It's very useful if you want to apply a very custom style to just this one page. Okay, back in the content editor, let's close this down. Now let's look for the optimize button and see what options we do have here. If you remember, it's in the left sidebar here. Click on it. It says optimize. Here, HubSpot gives you some recommendations for your landing page. It also gives you some recommendations for SEO. HubSpot checks your page and gives you a checklist. Things like, does your title include your keyword? Is the meta description filled in? Are images missing alt text? So each incomplete item shows a gray check mark like this, and the complete ones are green like this. You can see that it's recommending me to shorten my meta description, to add a follow-up email to my form. So you can just check this checklist, and if you want to improve your page, optimize your page, you can follow the recommendations that HubSpot gives you. Now, before we publish the landing page, always preview the page. So on the top right corner, you have the preview button. Click on it. I'm going to open the registration page in a new tab to see how it looks. Okay, this looks pretty good. Now let's go back and see how it looks in other devices. On the top right corner, you have these different devices. Click on mobile and you can scroll down to see how it looks on mobile. This looks pretty good. Let's go back. All right, so you have built the page, you have gone through settings, you also previewed the page. Now it's time to go live. So hit publish in the top right and your page is published. Now if you exit this, you'll see this update button instead of a publish button. And right next to it, there is this small arrow. If you click on it, you have the scheduling options and unpublish. You can unpublish your page by clicking the unpublish button, or you can schedule the unpublish. If you click on the scheduling options, you will have two options: schedule publish, which we don't need because we already published our page, or schedule unpublish. If you click on schedule unpublish, there is the option to schedule it, and you just need to set the date and time when you want to unpublish the page. You can also add a URL here to redirect everyone who wants to open the page after it's unpublished. We don't want this, so I'm gonna exit it. Now let's go back to the landing pages and see where we can track the results to see how our landing page is performing. So again, you need to navigate to content and landing pages. And for the specific page that we just created, webinar registration page, hover over the name of your landing page, then click on performance. And here you will have all the results. That's it. Your landing page is live, and we just went through the whole thing, from connecting your domain to customizing the template, going through the settings, publishing your landing page, and checking the performance. Now you need to go and build one yourself. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.